Hi, Christina. I'll wait a minute or two before we begin. Not sure who can make it today.
I made it. I'm in my car, but I'm here.
You're there.
Yeah, I have to go pick up my kid from school.
I gotcha. Responsibilities.
Yeah. There was a question I had a student wanted me to ask you, and I completely have forgotten what it is because my mother's currently in the hospital with cancer. So my brain's not all functioning on cylinders at the moment.
Do what?
There was this question my student wanted me to ask you
Yeah.
during the meeting, and honestly, my brain is on fumes because the lack of sleep from my mom. She's in the hospital with cancer, so like I'm not fully here mentally.
It's, just hang in there.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Okay. I think we're gonna begin. But hopefully I'll have this recording.
Yeah,
So let's share the screen.
I'm gonna mute myself so I don't hear you have to hear road noise.
It's all good.
Okay.
Okay, so can y'all see the virtual screen meeting screen? Yes,
Yeah,
thumbs up.
yeah.
Okay, so the third virtual meeting, it's basically about preparation right before the event, during the event, and after the event. So this is the meat and potatoes of the event. So let's begin. Okay, so right before the event, all teachers must certify the documents on the teacher dashboard. So let me kind of review what you would have to do. So when you go to the edit student entry, usually they'll give you a section right here where you'll be able to certify the pieces once all of the elements are in, photos uploaded, the reference PDF, and also the intent form. When you view the intent form on the very bottom, you should be able to see your teacher's signature not certified yet because it hasn't been filled in yet. And then it'll verify the date. Okay. So certification is quite important because if your student is not certified, then what happens to that particular entry is that it becomes a DNA, did not attend. And so it'll be invalid and it won't be judged. So don't forget the online tent form, the photo, and the reference PDF. Make sure you certify the pieces before that week, Wednesday night at 11:59 p.m. The Vase event is 10 days after the final deadline. Incomplete entries are not certified, will not be certified, and will not be brought into the in-person event. Basically, I can't save you from then on out. So, if you have any questions about certifying, please let me know. Contact me, either call me or email me as soon as you can. These students will not travel to the event. So anything that is, again, not certified becomes DNAs. A quick look to what's to come. Qualifications, or this is right after the deadline for edits for teachers take place. My qualifying team, aka the DQ team, will get to work on reviewing and combing through every single artwork. I'll probably be a part of that too. So please make sure you take care of business beforehand. If an artwork is going to receive a DQ, I'll notify you to let you know if one or more of your students were disqualified. Transportation, make sure you verify a couple of times, double check, triple check, to make sure your travel times are in order and proof of payment. If your regional director says your payment hasn't received, I'll notify you if it hasn't. Beforehand, be sure to get proof that it has been sent to your finance office. Make sure your bookkeeper is up to date with your whereabouts, but that's why I mail off my check the day after all of the entries have been added and verified. So that's the January 29th. When it turns into January 30th, I go to my bookkeeper and then ask her to go ahead and pay off the invoice. And the invoices were shown on last presentation. It's on the left side of the dashboard, just to kind of remind you. Like right over on the teacher dashboard, right over here. So make a payment and then it'll give you an opportunity to spit out the invoice. So on the print menu. So that'll come after, well, on January 30th. It'll automatically like populate. Okay. Students and their attendance. If a student is ineligible, they cannot attend. Don't forget, no pass, no play, depending on your district calendar. So UIL eligibility rules will apply. If a student receives a DQ, they should attend an interview. Even though the student may get disqualified, it's an important experience for the student to be able to attend and also go through the interview and see an additional perspective. If the student has a conflict later than 8 or 9, ask for a priority pass, aka the fast pass. I'll send out a Google form for requests for fast passes. Early early bird jurors start at around 7 o'clock. So you can have your interviews be done before 8 o'clock if you guys um, identify your fast pass kids. Your director can arrange an early or late interview. Teachers must plan to be at the event from start to finish unless they've made other arrangements for student supervision by their colleagues and gotten principal approval. This is event day. Let's talk about artwork. 2D flat artwork must be prepared for travel and adjudication. Must be dry and media fixed. So please make sure fix your artworks. Like if you have charcoal drawings, make sure you use fixative. It should not be smudgeable, things of that sort. There should not be any wet oil paintings. We'll disqualify them. This is something that's happened before. Please don't let it happen again. Must be matted or mounted. Black mats are what I normally use. Most people don't use white mats because it dirties up. Make sure your matted artworks have cover sheets. Your paintings should have cover sheets also. It must have the artwork ID form glued or taped to the back. 2D artwork that is a relief or fragile must have a box. So like anything that is protruding, but you could still hang it up, like I still would box it. So for anything that is located in a box, you want to have 2 copies, one for the artwork affixed to the back and one on the box. So that way we can match and find the boxes. 3D artwork must be prepared for travel and adjudications also. We'll show you some examples in a little bit. Artwork must not easily be broken. Potentially sharp parts must be covered. I definitely make sure and remind my kids, don't make stuff out of glass. Please don't do that because anything fragile can fall apart. Artwork must be packed in a sufficiently large but not oversized sturdy box. Usually you pack it with like newspaper, newsprint, or bubble wrap, or even popcorn, styrofoam stuff. Packing peanuts or shreds. Oh, okay. Yeah, don't use packing peanuts because it gets all over the place. I forgot about that. Yeah, don't do that. Just bubble wrap and newspaper are your best friends. Artwork ID form must be mounted on the piece of poster board or scrap mat board. I'll show you some pictures. Animations, motion graphics, Must be an envelope, a backup copy of the video file. Usually use a flash drive. Nobody uses CDs anymore. So a flash drive with the animation. And new animate for animations, they'll generate a QR sticker that provides a link. So once the student has have a QR sticker on the teacher print menu, and then it'll give the viewers the link to view the videos. Okay. Make sure you affix that sticker on the bottom left corner of the matted still shot. Here's an example of the intent form, the artwork ID form. So you'll print these out and cut and affix them to the back of your student's artwork. This is what we identify them as. Usually the entry ID number is generated over here. This will be very important because on the universal release form now, you can enter both your entry IDs. So like if a student has two artworks, you can enter both of them. Usually, like for this PDF, I'll just generate and print out my name, my TAEA number, and the school I'm at, like for example, Richland High School. And then the student, I'll print multiple copies of this and give the students to fill out. So their name, there are two entries if they're doing two, one if they're just doing one. Parent permission right here, print their name. Student signature, it must be handwritten, okay, cannot be printed. So let's see, where was it? Ooh, okay. So over here, student's name, teacher's TAEA member, and their student artwork title and their dimensions right here. Okay, so here's the graphics of the 2D artworks. Make sure it's not more than 24 by 36, including the mat. Must not exceed 50 pounds. That goes with 2D and 3D work. No glass or acetate or frames. Please don't bring frames. Just mat at work. If it's a painting, just leave it as is on a canvas. Okay. 2D artworks must be matted or mounted. Okay. Textiles, canvas paintings do not require mat. That's what I just said. Okay, so specifications of 2D art, all media must be dry fixed. Please, again, um, spray your work with fixative. This is a cover sheet. This is an example right here, this little fold. I usually use like butcher paper or like craft paper. You don't have to break the bank. Some years I've even used like sturdier stuff like watercolor paper, but that's a little extra. Again, this is another graphic. Make sure you spray fix anything that is chalky. Charcoal, chalk, soft pastel, anything that will smudge, even like graphite, please make sure you affix it with spray fixative. Supportive backing, this is what it looks like on the back. I'm pretty OCD and I always put the school, my name, and the student's name and the school district, just as a backup, just in case. So that way it's easier to find and organize. Protecting artworks. This is an example of a box. This is like a relief style artwork. So again, anything that protrudes and is pokey, make sure you have a box ready. And also include like a decent sized photo. They say 5 by 7, but anything printed out is fine. But make sure you have that as a copy of the actual artwork. 3D work is the same, 24 by 36. In terms of dimensions, it's 24, 24, 36. Again, please do not exceed 50 pounds. Some teachers in the past has skirted the line at 50 pounds. So please shout out to Amy last year bringing the giant tree stump. It was like 48 pounds or something. Attach all 3D artworks securely. Like on the sculptures, besides like over here on the box, you have your ID, print out a copy of that. And also okay, so when you're doing that, affix it on like a mat board, something sturdy, and make that into like a luggage ID tag, basically. And then loop it with some string some sturdy string, some twine, and then attach it somewhere on your sculpture. Okay. So that way we can match the artwork with its ID to the corresponding box that it belongs to. So here's what it looks like for a 3D thing, 3D sculpture. So here's the sculpture. It has you probably would want to like the ID tag like strung around like a necklace. School, teacher, student, district marked on the box, and also the ID, artwork ID, and a printout, a photo of the actual artwork. So that way, again, we can ID the box with the artwork. Animation, here's an example. Make sure you include the storage device inside an envelope and a still picture of the animation and also the ID form. Okay, so through Wednesday, what happens after qualifications? Basically, the 4-ish, 5-ish days of qualifying, disqualifying. Through Wednesday before the event, qualifiers are reviewing all parts of the artwork entry to determine if it follows all the Vase policies. If it does, it's qualified and ready to be adjudicated on Saturday. So it's passes go. It's ready. If it does not, the qualifier recommends it for DQ. So my qualifying team will recommend and flag any possible DQ infractions to me, and I'm the one that meets out the decision on if it's DQ'd or not. So if artwork is given a DQ rating, the student should travel to the event and interview with the Vase juror for comments. The juror will give a fair assessment of the work, including positive feedback for the student. Vase jurors are directed to say and write 2 glows and a grow. So it's still good for the student to attend and receive constructive criticism. The score sheets, the score rubric is kind of blocked out. And so they can only give out comments and not score on that particular artwork. At the event, after teacher registration, students are led to the waiting area, usually the cafeteria, but not always. Yes, for us, the waiting area is the cafeteria, like our school cafeteria. And we'll have, that way it's usually a great meeting spot for students and teachers alike to have lunch and breakfast. We'll have breakfast and lunch items from guests who are going to be vending there. Once artwork is distributed, students go through the sticker station lines for JRF stickers. We're going to try something new and try to not do the sticker station, and I'll have help from experienced Vase and junior Vase directors that have done the no sticker format. So this will be new for me this year. Okay, regional certification checkout forms. This form has to be signed you and the principal. Basically, it's going to be printed out closer to the event day, and then you're going to bring this to check in, and you're going to mark out any entries that were not completed or certified, and also students that were absent, and also um, next to left of the lines, write DNA for did not attend, because you'll be reporting the reason for DNAs on a Google form after the event. I'll send you a Google form with directions. If you'll not be present for check-in or check-out, a substitute will take your place. Give this form to the designated colleague. Vase program artwork release forms. It's the one that I just showed you like 5 minutes ago. You must have one for each student present at the event. Turn them in at the teacher check-in on the alphabetized stack. If your payment hasn't been received, bring a printout of an email from your finance office that states when the payment was mailed or made by card, and check number if the check was sent. Students cannot participate in Vase otherwise. I would definitely make sure your check is cleared. The TAE office will send you like a emails notification verifying that they received your entry payments. If a student arrives early without you, priority pass, aka fast pass, The students must bring a copy of the regional certification form, and if it applies, the finance office email. That's again in case your payment wasn't made in time. Yes, don't procrastinate. They must go through teacher check-ins with it. Again, for any fast passers. You will receive other priority passes for early interviews at teacher check-in. What happens on event day? This is the fun part. Outline of the Vase event. Students and teachers arrive at the Vase event. Students wait outside while the teachers check in at the teacher registration. Usually it doesn't take more than 5 to 10 minutes unless you go like in the middle of the day, like at 10 or 11 where it's packed. Students are led into the waiting area, aka the cafeteria. Teachers distribute the artworks at the waiting area, aka cafeteria. Students go through the sticker stations. Okay, the sticker stations again, hopefully will not be applied to us this year. 30 minutes before the interview times, students move to the hall checkout point and find their interview room. Um, I'm going to be real. The students do not have to go to the assigned juror rooms. I always suggest to my kids find the shortest line possible because it starts looking like a refugee camp around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock when there's a backlog for the jurors to interview. So I definitely suggest, and we'll have ushers to redirect and the kids to mitigate traffic and backlog for the jurors. I'll have the 2 and 3D jurors on the bottom floor and strictly 2D jurors on the top floor. Students wait quietly for their turn. Juror calls them in and conducts an 8-minute interview. 8 minutes is a guesstimate, but usually I tell my jurors 5 to 6 minutes, short and sweet, and then start judging and tabulating on the rubric. So some jurors talk a little more slower, some talks a little more concise. Juror keeps the artwork. Student either goes to their second interview or return to the waiting area to meet their teachers. So if they have two, they go to a different juror. They cannot um, get interviewed twice with the same judge. Okay, has to be two different jurors. Students wait with teacher supervision for the artwork exhibit to open. Usually will open around 10-ish. By then, we'll start having a decent collection and it'll slowly trickle in based off of what we get in the sorting room. During open hours for the exhibit, students and teachers together view artwork receiving 4 ratings. The ones that are not in the gyms are probably not 4s. So don't freak out if you don't see your students' work and it's missing. It's probably in the sort area. In this case, it's the library to be given back to you later. During area judging, that's the fun part. After we close the exhibit, we shoo all the audience away. Then I send my jurors to do the work. We divide them into 4 separate teams, and then they adjudicate in divisions 1, 2, 3, and 4 for area judging. Once that is determined, teachers will pick up and then we'll make decisions on the state advancement. 8% for division 1 and 2, and 10% for divisions 3 and 4. During area judging, teachers may pick up the non-4s from the sort room. And then after area judging, teachers may pick up the rating 4 artworks not advancing to state and the medals. So anything that's not not been collected as state artwork, those are the remaining artworks that the teachers need to pick up from the gyms. Teachers check out and return their campus with their students' artworks and medals. Whatever medal rating 4 medals and area judging's advancement state medals will be given out in a goodie bag. Tips for picking up artwork: keep a copy of a regional certification form. I always have a paper copy, then I can check off which kids I picked up their work. If you're not picking up your own artwork, provide a copy and a set of thumbnails for your colleagues so they can identify your work. It really helps if you have a buddy system. But if you're riding solo, then you're responsible for all of your students' artwork. Follow directions given by me for artwork pickup and teacher checkout. This will vary by region. Be allowed to take a small number of students with you for pickup. I usually have one or two assistants with me picking up artworks while I'm directing them. Here, go put this in the portfolio. Okay. FYI, if you're from a campus with two or more art teachers, you can divide duties. You may send one or two teachers to the bus with students, and one or two of you drive to the event. So you can split duties. I've seen this a lot, where they send the students back to their home campus, while one of the teachers has their own separate car, and then they pick up either artworks or pick up the medals. So you can split duties. Bus teachers can take students back after viewing exhibit, and car teachers collect and bring back artworks and medals. Multiple teachers from campus and district can streamline the process for you. Let's see. Okay. What was it? What to print? For printing, on the print menu, jury rating forms and the regional certification forms, those are your ones that are most important. So I'll give you reminders closer to the event. Okay. Um, if you have more than one entry selected as state qualifier, congratulations. You'll find out after area judging is completed. You can also see the results live because we input it in, and just refresh your regional certification form because the results are there. It'll have a tab on the right side that says, oh, state, yes, no. Okay. So some will say Y, some will say N. And if it's a Y, that means, hey, you got an advancement to state. You will receive directions via email from me and the state director, Chris Cooper, and the state event director, which is this year, Amy Summerferros. Next year, it'll be Michaela Bachman. You will need to arrange travel. As soon as you find out if you've gotten kids advancing to state, make sure you book hotel lodging as soon as you can because they fill up quick. There's thousands of people that congregate to San Marcos, and you want to get decent hotels. You do not want to end up in a roach motel. Um, yeah, that's another story for another day. Make sure include your state invoice. You must make sure your invoice is paid immediately, like fast, ASAP. State certification form signed by us, or signed by you, and then given to me, and check-in form, and ratified by your principal if you're not attending. But you will turn those in when you check in with me at state. And do what you can to celebrate the kids because that's super important. Celebrate them, publicize that in your district. It's a really big deal to advance the state. We always make it a celebration. Okay, so congratulations, you're surviving today's season. I think I have a few minutes for questions. Does anybody have any questions so far? I know I went really quick.
Not that I know of.
Yeah, I tried to be
Um,
as thorough as possible. Hi, Baron. Shout out.
None that I know of in the moment.
Yeah.
But I do know that I have a student who asked me a question, and for the life of me, because my mom's been in the hospital, I can't remember it.
Okay, just let me know, and you can email me, okay, Christina?
Sounds good.
All right. But I guess I'll bid adieu. I just saw Baron in here, but Baron, can you hear me? Maybe. I'll I can see you, Baron. I don't think your mic is on. I see you, but yeah, and your mic is not muted, so I don't know. But Baron, I'll have a copy of the Zoom by tomorrow morning, so don't worry. And I know, um, I think Anita was trying to get in too, but for the most part, um, it's basically some things are slightly modified to kind of TLDR, too lazy didn't read. The artwork release form has been adjusted again, so you can actually put in both of your entry IDs and not have separate sheets of paper. So keep that in mind. But for the most part, I don't think you got the end part, but we're gonna try not to have stickers this year. So yeah, but that's only because I'm having help from two Vase directors, Michaela Bachman and Shelby Claysole, who's from Junior Vase, and they've pioneered the no sticker method, especially Michaela, who's going to be the state event director now. After yeah, she's inheriting Amy Summerferro's gig, and she's super organized. Michaela's awesome. So we'll get that to that point, but it's pretty efficient. I've experienced it adjudicating for their events with the no sticker method. So hopefully we can alleviate a lot of the stress load from that. Okay. Baron, do you have any questions so far? It's good seeing you. I know we're doing pantomime right now, but um, I'll catch you guys up to date after the holidays. So, and that's that for now, okay? Um, but I bid you guys adieu, and y'all have a great evening, okay? Stay warm. Bye.